Question number 201. A is tried for the murder of B by intentionally shooting him dead. The fact that A was in the habit of shooting at people with the intent to murder them is relevant fact, irrelevant fact, neither relevant nor irrelevant fact and issue. Correct answer here is option B, irrelevant fact. Question number 202. Which of the following is incorrect under the Evidence Act? Option A. In case where A is charged with receiving a particular stolen wristwatch knowing the same to be stolen, the fact at the same time he was in possession of other such stolen article is relevant. Question number B. In case where A is tried for the murder of B by intentionally shooting him to death, the fact that A was in the habit of shooting at people with intent to murder them is relevant. This is wrong statement, and in this question this has been asked which of the following statement is wrong. So B is wrong here. Question number 203. The question before the court is whether the document X is the will of A. Which of the following is relevant? Options are: A had consulted advocates in reference to the making of the will. Option B, A had caused drafts of wills to be prepared which he did not approve. And option C, A had made inquiries as to the value of his estate while he was bequeathed. And option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, all of the above. Question number 204. S sues Y for damage done by a dog of Y, which Y knew to be ferocious. The fact that the dog had previously bitten A, B and C are option A, relevant, irrelevant, inadmissible, unreliable. Here correct answer is option A, that is relevant. Question number 205. Which of the following fact is not relevant under the Indian Evidence Act? Option A. Where accused was charged for the murder of X, the fact that accused was in the habit of shooting at people. This is not relevant under the Indian Evidence Act. Therefore, this will be the correct answer because in the question it has been asked which of the following is not correct. So option A is right answer here. Let us proceed to question number 206. Question number 206. The question is whether a particular letter reached A. The fact that it was posted in due course and was not returned through the dead letter office. Here option A are not relevant, option B are relevant, option C are relevant, option D none of these. Here correct answer is option C, that is are relevant. Question number 207. The brides in the bath case is based on which of the following in which section of the Indian Evidence Act? Correct answer is option B, that is section 15 of Indian Evidence Act. Question number 208. Which of the following sections of the Indian Evidence Act deals with the relevancy of admission and confession? Options are section 6 to 16 and option B section 17 to 31, option C section 32 to 33 and option D section 34 to 59. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 17 to 31. Question number 209. Which one of the following section of Indian Evidence Act defines admissions? Option R section 16, section 17, section 15, section 18. Correct answer is option B, section 17 defines admission. Question number 210. Admissions. Option A must be in writing, must be oral, can be either oral, writing, must be oral and writing both. Here correct answer is option C. Admission can be either oral or writing. Question number 211. Which one of the following statement is correct? Admission is the acknowledging any right of liability under civil law made. Option A, orally before a judicial authority, in writing before a notary, by conduct and document as well as orally but not in electronic form. Option D, by conduct orally or in writing or contained in electronic form. Here correct answer is option D, by conduct orally or in writing or contained in electronic form. Question number 212. Which of the following sections was amended by the Information Technology Act 2000? Option A, section 6 of Indian Evidence Act, section 17 of Indian Evidence Act, section 32 of Indian Evidence Act, section 41 of Indian Evidence Act. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 17 of Indian Evidence Act was amended by the Information Technology Act 2000. Question number 213. Admission means option A, statement made before court, statements made in documents, statements suggesting inference as to any fact in issue, none of the above. Here correct answer is option C. Admission means statement suggesting inference as to any fact in issue. Question number 214. Admissions are not conclusive proof of the matters admitted, but they may operate as estoppels. Correct answer is option B. Question number 215. Which of the following statement is true? Admissions are option A, conclusive proof of the matter admitted, not conclusive proof of the matter, but may operate as estoppels under certain provisions of the Evidence Act. Conclusive proof of the matter admitted and always operate as estoppel, and option D, not conclusive proof of the matter. Here correct answer is option B, that is not conclusive proof of the matter but may operate as estoppels under certain provisions of the Evidence Act. Question number 216. Statements made by an agent to any party to the proceedings are admissions in all circumstances. Option B, if the court regards under the circumstances of the case that an agent is expressly authorized by the principal to make them. And option C, if the court regards under the circumstances of the case that the agent is expressly or impliedly authorized to take them. Here correct answer is option C, that is if the court regards under the circumstances of the case that the agent is expressly or impliedly authorized to make them. Question number 217. Admissions according to the Indian Evidence Act includes the statement made by expressly referred person agents to a party to proceeding authorized to make the statement, person whose liability must be proved, person from whom the party derived his interest in the subject matter. Select the correct answer by using the codes given below. Here correct answer is option A, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. All the statements are correct. Question number 218. Who can make admission under the Indian Evidence Act? Option A, person from whom interest is derived, an independent person witness to a proceeding, the court. Here correct answer is option A, that is person from whom the interest derived will be the right answer. Question number 219. With respect to the admission under Indian Evidence Act, choose a true statement about the proposition. Statement first. Admissions can be made by parties to the proceedings. Admission can be made by agents of the parties who are authorized to expressly only. Option third. Persons filing suits in representative character can also make admission while having that character. Assertions. First and second are correct, third is incorrect. First and third are correct and first is incorrect. First and third are correct and second is incorrect and all are correct. Here in question number 219, assertion C is correct, that is first and third are correct and second is incorrect. Question number 220. Under the provisions of the Indian Evidence Act, admissions and confessions have the same meaning. Admissions and confessions have different meanings. Admissions are a matter in a criminal trial. Confessions are a matter in a civil suit. Here correct answer is option B, that is admission and confession have the different meaning. Question number 221. Give the correct answer. All the admissions are confession, but all confessions are not admission. Here this statement is incorrect. Question number 222. Admissions bind a maker insofar as it relates to facts, question of law, both question of facts and law, neither A or B. Correct answer is option A, that is facts. Question number 223. What is evidentiary value of admission? Option A, unimportant. Option B, conclusive proof. Option C, as estoppel. Option D, binding. Here correct answer is option C, that is as estoppel. Question number 224. Admissions are option A, not conclusive proof of the matters admitted, B, conclusive proof of the matters admitted, C, not to operate as estoppel, and option D, or of no value. Here correct answer is option A. Admissions are not conclusive proof of the matters admitted. Question number 225. Which of the following admission is no evidence? Option A, an admission by one or more several defendants in a suit against another defendant. Option B, an admission by a guardian ad litem against the minor. Option C, an admission by one of the partners of a firm against the firm or other partners. D, only A and B. Here in this question it has been asked which of the following admission is no evidence. Therefore answer D will be, option D will be right. A and B are not evidence, whereas an admission by one of the partners of a firm against the firm or other partners will be considered as evidence. Question number 226. With respect to admission under the Indian Evidence Act, choose a true statement about the propositions. Statement first. Admissions are substantive piece of evidence. Generally, admission provided under the maker of the statement, self-serving statement as to state of mind or of body is admissible as admission. Assertions first and second are correct, third is incorrect. B, second and third are correct, first is incorrect. C, first and third are correct, second is incorrect. And D, all are correct. Question number 226. Answer is option D, that is all are correct. Question number 227. Under Indian Evidence Act, admission can be made by party to the suit, a counsel of party, person interested in the subject matter, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, all of the above. Question number 228. Mark the correct option. It is necessary for the application of section 18 of the Evidence Act that there must be a formal agency. Option B. Section 18, 19 or 20 of Evidence Act are exceptions of the doctrine of privity. Option C. Section 70 to 20 of Evidence Act talk about judicial admission. Option D. Statements made under section 70 to 20 of Evidence Act should be regarding the fact and issue only. Here it has been asked which of the following is the correct option. Option A is the correct option. Question number 229. With respect to admission under the Indian Evidence Act, choose a true statement about the propositions. Propositions. Confession is a subspecies of admissions in a criminal cases. Statement second. Statements containing self-exculpatory statements cannot be called as confession, and mere conduct is not confession unless it amounts to assertion. Here correct answer is option D, that is all are correct. Question number 230. Which one cannot make admission? Option A, agent of the parties. Option B, person from whom parties have derived interest. Option C, admission by co-defendant. And option D, those persons who have been umpires by the parties to the case. Here correct answer is option C, admission by co-defendant cannot make admission. Question number 231. Which one of the following is irrelevant? Option A, admission made by party interested in the subject matter, admission made by an agent of a party to the proceedings, admission made by party to have pecuniary interest. Option D, admissions made by a party who has not been expressly referred to a party to seat. Here statement D is irrelevant. Question number 232. The question is whether a horse sold by A to B is sound. A says to B, go and ask C. C knows all about it. C's statement is an admission, not an admission, a confession, a presumption. Here correct answer is option A, that is an admission. Question number 233. The general rule is that admissions are proved against the maker. Which of the following provisions of the Evidence Act provide for the exception of the rule? Options are section 17, section 18, section 21, section 32. Correct answer is option C, that is section 21. Question number 234. Which section of the Indian Evidence Act lays down the rule that in certain circumstances admission can be proved by or on behalf of the person making it? Options are section 18, section 19, section 20, section 21. Here correct answer is option D, that is section 21. Question number 235. A is accused of receiving stolen goods knowing them to be stolen. He offers to prove that he refused to sell them below their value. Which of the following is correct? A may prove the statements though in the nature of admission because they are explanatory to conduct influenced by fact and issue. Option B. A may not prove the statement because they are self-serving admissions, and option C, A may not prove the statement because as accused he cannot be a witness in his own defense. Here in question number 235, correct answer is option A. A may prove the statement though in the nature of admission because they are explanatory of conduct influenced by the fact and issue. Question number 236. Which section of the Evidence Act has been amended in 2000 for admissions or electronic records? Correct answer is option B, that is section 22A. Question number 237. Oral admission as to contents of electronic records are relevant when? Option A, the party proposing to prove them shows that he is entitled to give secondary evidence of the same. Option B, the genuineness of the electronic record produced is in question. Option C, both A and B, and option D, none of the above. Here correct answer is option B. Oral admissions as to the contents of the electronic records are relevant when the genuineness of the electronic records produced is in question. Question number 238. Under Indian Evidence Act 1872, the provision of relevancy of oral evidence as to the contents of electronic records is provided in section 22A of the Indian Evidence Act is the correct answer. Question number 239. Which section of Indian Evidence Act 1872 deals only with civil matters? Options are section 23, section 27, section 53, section 133. Here correct answer is option A, that is section 23. Question number 240. Which of the following section of Indian Evidence Act does not deal with the criminal matters? Option A, section 25, section 23, section 53, section 30. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 23 does not deal with criminal matters. Question number 241. Which of the following section of the Indian Evidence Act 1872 does not deal with the criminal matters? Option A, section 27, option B, section 133, option C, section 53, and option D, section 23. Here correct answer is option D, that is section 23. Question number 242. Section 23 of the Indian Evidence Act deals with option A, relevance of admissions in civil cases, option B, relevance of oral admission as to the contents of document, option C, relevance of oral admission as to the contents of electronic documents, option D, none of the above. Here correct answer is option A, relevance of admissions in civil cases. Question number 243. When a person makes an admission upon a condition that evidence of it shall not be given, it cannot be proved against him. This was laid down in section 24, section 21, section 22, section 23. Here correct answer is option D, that is section 23. Question number 244. Communication made without prejudice are protected under section 21 of Evidence Act, under section 24 of Evidence Act, under section 23 of Evidence Act, and under section 22 of Evidence Act. Correct answer here is option C, that is under section 23 of Evidence Act. Question number 245. Propositions under the Evidence Act are: statement is a genus, admission is a species, and confession is a subspecies. Statement second, statement and admission are species and confession is a subspecies. Statement third, statement and admissions are genus and confession is a species. In this context, which of the following is correct? Here correct answer is option A, that is first is correct and second and third are incorrect. That means statement is a genus, admission is a species, and confession is a subspecies. Question number 246. In Evidence Act, confession is defined under. Here in Evidence Act, confession is not defined, so option D will be the right answer, none of these. Question number 247. A says to B that he has furnished his wife forever. Under Indian Evidence Act, these statements amount to option A, admission, option B, confession, option C, statement, and option D, all of the above. Here correct answer is option B, confession. Question number 248. Palvinder Kaur versus State of Punjab is related to which of the following? Option A, leading question, option B, secondary evidence, option C, confession, and option D, admission. Here correct answer is option C, that is confession. Palvinder Kaur versus State of Punjab is related to confession. Question number 249. Confession caused by inducement, threat or promise when irrelevant in criminal proceeding is covered by option A section 24 of Evidence Act, section 26 of Evidence Act, section 21 of Evidence Act, section 28 of Evidence Act. Correct answer is option A, that is section 24 of Evidence Act. Question number 250. The statement in order to constitute a confession under the Indian Evidence Act must either admit in terms of the offence or at any rate substantially all facts which constitute the offence. The above view was expressed by the Privy Council in which one of the following cases? Option A, John McCain versus Attorney General. Option B, Paklan Narayan Swamy versus Emperor. Option C, H.H.B. Gill versus King Emperor. And option D, Q.E. versus Abdullah. Here, correct answer is option B, that is Paklan Narayan Swamy versus Emperor.